for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my actions. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
you see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they on down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the most high. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pot. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I see the man reach out to God before he died. Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughters, one man in your bed, I won't stand for less. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile leg. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah. I was thuggin' with Lucky and that nigga left me for dead. Endure to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
No more marching, no more begging, no more parties, no more crying, no more smiles, no more tolerance, no more trust, no more love, no more bargain, no more church, no more hope in this society. This separation is our only shot at survival. Desegregation only got us shot with a rifle. Disenfranchised and stripped of economic growth. Bombed all our cities in the war grows and Jim Crow. Now say that shit again if you just pull yourself up by your bootstrap, I promise you all will win. But redlining, hands up, and we still dying. College educated and still hated because of our skin. So paradise is a long way from hell. And if your skin white, you a long way from jail. And all expect for you to understand. Crackle just grant me my bail so I can get right back on the corner to do God's will. Yeah.
Hell is the last kingdom. For everything you sold, it's time for you to reap. This is the last kingdom. And if you ever disobey on these streets is where we are.
Affirmative action, just another castle in the air faction. Gentrification, just to sum it up, we fix it, we take it. Crime bill for the ages, why niggas suffer for ages. Reaganomics, guns and drugs, it's the reason there's no love. PTSD and generations of epigenetic trauma. GDD is the cause of the lead in our water. Medical part-time, started by Frankenstein. And tell me why black women still in these hospitals motherfucking dying. So don't tell me about no goddamn peace. And don't give a damn about no Martin Luther King. Y'all forced our black fathers out the house, sitting them to win your war, just to come back and be gunned down like dogs in the street. Free scholarships to tend the prison pipeline. 4 million on the waiting list by the age of 9. Why you niggas want the shackles off just so y'all can dance? I want the shackles off niggas so I can get revenge. Yeah.
The last kingdom. For everything you sold, it's time for you to reap. This is the last kingdom. And if you ever disobey on these streets is where we
Shalom, Ya Abba, Shemi, wa Shai Barakatah.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Hashem. Shalom, Israel. This is Prison Officer Yeshaya of Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yahana. Since 1969, we've been teaching that Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, those scattered throughout the four corners of the earth through slavery and the diaspora, that those are God's chosen people according to the Bible. That includes the colored people that came to Cape Town, South Africa, and spread out through South Africa. Right. If you have any questions, load me up with a question. If you have a question, if you don't have a question, I'm gonna go straight to the Shalom sis, Yahweh Shema, Tamas, Shai. A lot for joining us. Sister Marsha's here in the building. I'm also running the Isupk South Africa on the YouTube. Remember last week we couldn't run it, but this week it's running. The Cape Town channel is also running. Will be running. So, we up there, subscribe, loading more videos every day. Isupk South Africa, Isupk Cape Town, we're loading more videos every day. Any questions before we go?
Other one. Salaki, I'm getting some feedback on my side. Is the sound Tawab your side, other one?
It's perfect. What kind of feedback is it?
It just sounds a bit. Whenever you speaking, I'm hearing like a. I don't know, like a rattling noise. Like a speaker that's blaring.
Let me see if I can do something here. On your side, everything sounds so up. Let me check what I can do quickly. With this. How's it sounding now?
It still sounds the same, other one. Perhaps my volume is too loud. If you can just go ahead.
Let me see. Just trying to fix this. How's it now?
I'm turning my volume down even a bit more now. Perhaps it's just the scratching sound, the echo from or feedback that I'm hearing.
How's it sounding now?
It's sounding Tawab now, the one.
It was a charger that's plugged in. Well, yeah, we could.
You Tawab.
Right, so the sound is perfect now.
Sound is perfect now, the one.
All right, most guys. No questions. Okay. You have a question? No question. Sure. Question Tuesday. Nothing. All right. Anyway. So I want.
Wait, I do have a question. Was a salute for the sisters? There's just the one. What can I say? Not one word.
Yeah.
I'm confused with. Is it al athan or al athar?
Let me see what is there.
The salute for the sisters.
A thun.
A thun. With it.
With it in there.
Okay.
Nah. Yeah, it's al athun.
Okay.
Al athun. So it's I, yeah. A.
In.
Yeah, A. Thun. Yeah, athun.
Okay.
Toen is het even leden kennen geschreven. toe die translation skryf op het.
Ja, but it was a star for this.
Lucky, mama. Lucky. Yeah. So, remember we spoke last week to Officer Tawasha, and a lot of the news, not a lot of the news, but which is major in this country in South Africa right now is like the March on March, is the is the is about getting foreigners out of South Africa. A lot of the news pertaining to us, I wouldn't say pertaining to us. People don't realize how big this thing is or what kind of impact it could have on people if we had to look at through the eyes of a colored lens of being separate, not having, not letting heathens have authority or power within our communities, because we see the result there of if heathens have power in your community, then you're stuck in a ghetto. There's gangs on your road, and then every 2 years I say hello for you. You must come and vote for them, so that there can be more gangs and more drugs and more violence and more everything in you. Gentleman Hyman said so quiet the other day. Like, why are we supposed to help police our streets when there's already police? How can we police our streets? For what betaal die mense aan teks voor? Like, how are we supposed to keep our streets clean? There's only a council for that, and so how are we supposed to help everybody? We are supposed to help everybody except ourselves. We're supposed to help these heathens when they came into our communities. Everybody wants a handout from us. But once we say it's enough now, and then we are looked at as evil, it's enough now that you have opened up shops in our community. You own every business in our community. And now that we say it's enough, now the people in the world, and I don't want to speak for Africans because Africans have their part in whatever but for when we say is enough, we are looked at as evil because we don't want to give anymore. So, and I also want to thank the Lord that heathens haven't taken over creches, stuff like that where our children is involved. And any is a kind of school to they're not in our creches, like looking after our children. They're not in our schools teaching our children. Like this no. It's bad as they begin Ethiopians and Somali teachers scene. It's like just imagine the scene for Allah class. But nonetheless, even though those heathens are there, our pressure is there. And even, our pressure set up the education system. He set up our housing. He sets up what we eat, when we eat, the price we pay for whatever it is we must use. So and that brings us to the clause of today, is for us This whole world wants to be separated. Wants to be separate. I'm going to use the perfect example here in our communities. If you take Somalis, Ethiopians, all these other nations, they've never integrated with South African society. They are not integrated in our society. They are here, but they are not integrated. They want to be separated from us. They know something that we don't know. And guess what? So should we separate from this society. Because they know if they integrate into the society, there's going to be a pecking order. And they're not going to be there where they want to be, but they're going to, be probably second class citizens or even less, because they don't, once you integrate, now you need to fight to be in the politics. You need to be in all these councils, and you have to now fight and vote and this. Where you can just have that's why Somalis and Ethiopians have the guts to go to a government hospital and say they need the representation in there. And they want a meeting. And that meeting was almost granted to, was amper gegee vir hulle. It was almost given to them. It was almost given to them. And then obviously it got picked up by the media, social media, and it wasn't given to them. Because they did not have representation in that in a government hospital where they are foreigners. They wanted Somali and Ethiopian nurses and doctors in there to serve them because of the language barrier. They don't feel comfortable. The culture barrier, all these things, they wanted. They wanted it. But they know if they are integrated in the society, then they're going to be like colored people. You're going to ask for the meeting, and guess what? They're not going to grant you that. They're not going to permit you to have it. But anyway, not long from now, gaan sy sien daar is a Somali building, and there's doctors and their people. They're going to have their own clinic, and you're going to see it happen. You're going to see it happen. Because that's what happens if you stay separate. You are forced to have your own thing. You are forced to make your own schools, your own education system, your own everything. And that's the beauty of being what? Holy. Deuteronomy 7 and 6 are, please focus. Are you on mute?
Got another one. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
This scripture is probably read in every class. I would say every week. 5 times out of the 7 classes, the scripture is read. It's almost like you're telling your child constantly, I love you, I love you, I love you. So that child can be assured in that you are there for them, that they can come to you, all these things. So what do you call it when you constantly do it? A reassurance? Or is that is hy die tipe woord wat jy kan gebruik?
Yeah.
Kinda. You reassure. Now this scripture reassure for you that we are a holy people, also separate. We are not supposed to be with heathens. We are not supposed to be, we're not even supposed to vote. Ons moet nie eens geweet het wat vote is. We are a holy people. The Lord constantly has to remind us that we are a separate people. Hoekom? Because ons wil altyd gaan mix met die heathens. Ons wil altyd omgee vir mense wat jy omgee vir ons. We are supposed to be separate. We are supposed to look at our people first, say 95%, and guess what? 5%. If we have 5%. Because I know 10% already goes to the Lord. So that's 90% for us. And whatever crumbs fall off the table for the evenings. But because we always want to, I always remembered how people, hoe mense gesê het altyd, hulle altyd gesê, ja, but there's war in their country, and this and that. Okay, there's war, there's poverty, but there's war and poverty everywhere. There's war, there's everywhere. Het gaat zwaar ooral. We've been in war and poverty for 400 years. Plus, if you count in the not Northern Kingdoms, the Spanish brothers and sisters, it's 600 years, 1400 strikes, amper 600 years. We've been in war and poverty so long, and yet we look at another people that's suffering, not thinking that we are suffering, that we should keep what we have. Now we integrate, we give, and that is our downfall. We are supposed to stay separate from them because we are a holy people.
Khan Arawan Khan. The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people. The Lord thy God. The Lord thy God.
As what? What is that? He has chosen us.
Chosen.
Yes, he has chosen God. He has chosen us. We did not ask for this. He chose us. We didn't ask to be special unto him. He has chosen us. He has given the covenant to our ancestor Abraham. And from there, it has been given to us, and we are supposed to run with it. There's nothing we have done to be the special people. There's nothing we have done to be his children. There's nothing we have done. We didn't deserve nothing. He has chosen us. Go ahead.
Khan Arawan Khan. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Salakia, just give me 1 second.
Khan.
Salakia, can you repeat that last part again?
Khan Arawan Khan. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Unto himself. Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
And we are special for him like that. Even the way we care for heathens, we are special in that. The way we care for ourselves, we are special in that. But guess what? What we are not doing, we are not special in the care we have for God's law. We don't have that care, that special care. But the Most High God has chosen us to be a special people unto him. That comes, obviously, that comes with lots of responsibility. A lot of responsibility. Sy kan nie doen wat sy wil nie. Omdat ons gedoen het wat ons wil, sit ons in die ghetto hier in die lywers. Ons sit in die ghetto in die Mitchells Plain. En my sister stak haar in die Portable. Portable? Yes. My sister stuck her in the Portable. Because we did what we wanted to. We did not do what the Most High wanted us to do. We did not want to be that special people in Kekulekos now. Now some dirty white man is the chosen people. Some dirty white man is the chosen people of God. Maak het jou nie kwaad as jy vir hulle sê nie. It make me angry.
Salakia the one. They are the head of department here at the schools. One is intermediate phase and the other one is foundation phase. They are the HOD at our schools.
Is Jewish people?
Edomites are the one.
Oh, nah, you can't. I'm talking about like Jewish people in general. Like I'm talking about Amalek. But I understand what you mean when you also even our oppressor like that, which is includes Amalek and the Mensa, your average white people. But what I'm talking about is we did not want to be special unto the Lord. Guess what? Now there's other people that are special unto Him. And we are looking up to them because we did not want to be special. We did not want to be that separate people. En wanneer ze nie wil separate as hy, dan lyk ons soos ons lyk vandag. Grab me Romans. Here, ek het nou net neergeskryf. Let me grab it. Let me see. Grab me Romans 1 and 13. Publication. Yep. Right. Did I say 1 and 13?
Got another one.
13 and 11, sorry man. Yeah.
13 and 11.
Huh? Whenever you're ready. Het hy Brandon nou net geslapen?
Salakia the one.
Het hy Brandon nou net geslapen?
No other one. He was in the room with his sisters. The guy's looking for his baby. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time.
And that knowing the time, we know ons weet in die tyd wat ons is. Ons sien wat gebeur buite. We see the news, we see the things that's happening. We see the atmosphere. Ons sien die atmosphere in die wêreld and we see these things. Right? We can see in the time that we are in, we can see the time that we are in. Like things are changing net soos dat. One thing ons is fine vandag, die next dag het ons wat noem hulle 'n pandemic. Niemand kan uit die huis uitkom nie. Waar's hy daar? Where's that days when you just had a flu and then next year you have a flu? You have a flu or you have a cold once a year. Now you have a flu every month. We're living in a different time. These things are different today. I googled, wanneer was het toe ons gegoogeld het? How many wars there? That's 110 wars. That was like a couple months ago. towards it, Google it. 110 wars on the earth that we know of, that that the internet knows of. We don't know about little tribal wars, but there were 110. They call it most conflicts. 110 conflicts on the earth right as we speak. It could be more. Because that time, what's the name? She wasn't involved in any war with Iran, so it's probably more. We are living in a different time. Read it again.
Another one can. And that knowing the time,
Go ahead.
that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
It is high time for us to wake out of sleep, and we can see people like nowadays. Now, I know seen like us men, like even though they're not finding the truth, they still looking for their identity. A lot of people are going into this Khoisan identity trap. But they feel like at one point they feel that the religion, which is the biggest thing, Christianity and Islam, is the thing that kept them asleep. It's the thing that they know had no solutions in the community. It's the cause of their problems in the community. And by them finding according to them, finding their true identity, they are waking out of sleep. But we know that is not true. To truly wake up out of sleep is coming back to your real identity, and it's in the Bible. And you're gonna find it in the Isupk. That's how you find it, and that's how you truly wake out of sleep. So yes, ons mense vandag, they have the idea of waking out of sleep, which is what coming to your identity before we were enslaved. Baie van ons mense dink hulle is Khoisan, hulle is Aboriginals, but their true identity is that they are the biblical Israelites. But because our people have such a, what's the thing when you have a minderwaardige complex in English? What is it? Do you know what I'm talking about? If sister, Marsha, anybody, I want the English word, minderwaardige complex. But you don't have to translate it just like that. I almost wanted to say self-confidence, but it's not. That's not.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Inferiority complex.
Yes, let's use the word inferiority complex. That is the word what ek gesê. Inferiority complex is correct, but what I was looking for is low self-esteem. Our people have such low self-esteem that the thought of them being God's chosen people, being the people that the history is actually in this Bible, it could never come to their mind. So, Khoisan is the best thing for them. That's how they separate. That's how they wake up. That's how they can have a true home in this land. And this is not our rest. This is not our place. My sister, Porterville is not our rest. Ceres is not our rest. Our rest is not in South Africa. This is not our rest. No way can we've been living for 400 years under constant oppression and thinking that this is how it's supposed to be. This is our home. This is not our home. This is not our home. Let's read that verse again about the wake out of sleep.
Another one, Khan. That now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Skryf wakker, kom.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
And our salvation is much nearer than we believe. It is much nearer than we believe. Because we can see the times that we are in. We see the wars, the rumors of wars. We see these sicknesses, these pandemics. That we can see that our people, us men, so they search for their identity, even they're not finding it where they're supposed to find it. But we can see that the spirit of our people is sick of our oppression. But they just, they're finding it in a covering which is not the covering of the Most High. The covering of the Most High is coming back to your identity, which is what being an Israelite, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, follow Christ the way we are supposed to follow Christ. If you want to say something, right, just say Salakia, no? As jy ook wil vir my sê net Salakia. And Salakia. Okay. And because our salvation is much nearer than we think. Like no, daar was nie 'n tyd. Like at no point in time as our ancestors spent this time in this place that we could look at our oppressor and say, you are the devil that the Bible speaks of. We are at a time where like ons sien wit mense vir wat hulle is. Like ons het altyd net gepraat en gesê hoe hulle voor slave treat. My mother, she loves white people. Obviously because her God is white. Jesus is white. Everything is white. But once we sit and start talking about what they did to our foreparents and what they did en hoe swaar my oma en opa hulle ons gekry het en al die, then she talks about these things that they did. Now we can look them in the eye and say, you know what? Only a devil does what you did. Only a devil puts drugs in our community. And dan sê jy vir ons, is ons skuld the fact that you put us in a poor condition and you give us the drugs, you put the drugs there so that the people can be pacified. It's your drug dealers, it's your drugs, it's your everything. And then you look at us as if we are wrong for using drugs. Or you blame us for being drug addicts, but you create the conditions that there is drug addicts. And we can look him now and say, only a devil does what you are doing. And we are, and us thinking this way and knowing the truth about our oppressor is because our salvation is nearer than we think. Later van tyd gaan meer en meer mense so begin dink. And then guess what? The Isupk will be looked at as not a hate group or a cult, but we're going to be looked at as a righteous group and say, kyk, die mense was al die tyd reg. Al die tyd was hulle reg. Because our salvation is closer than you think. You want to say something else? Go ahead.
Salatu. I saw a post on Facebook today where JP Smith is saying that cocaine is being grown in South America and then it's being shipped in here and now it's hitting the streets of Cape Town and our youth are being um, pulled or drawn into this flow of cocaine now, and that's now the new wave of drug that's popular. It's like taken over more than tick. So the comments in the comment section, people are saying because he's now created this new investigative power where they're going to have certain rights. And some people are saying, yeah, is this investigative power where the officer can actually get out of the vehicle without huffing and puffing to get into KFC? Some are saying, keep fighting the good fight. You apartheid war criminals. So they are looking at JP Smith as the culprit for bringing in these drugs. Some guy put in the comment section, JP Smith, I agree with what you are saying, but answer this one question for me. I handed in my weapon, my gun, my firearm at the one of the police stations in Durban, and for safekeeping. And a year later, someone was unalived with that gun, and he's now sitting fighting a criminal charge, even though he's handed in the weapon at the time with a gun amnesty. So he's saying, if you can answer that one question, then I'm going to agree with you with its investigative power. So people are already seeing that the smoke screen or the veil has fallen. There is no our people are busy waking up. We are not completely out of the sleep because, like you say, some still believe they are Khoisan, or they believe they Bushmen, or they believe they Cape Malay or whatever. But there is this waking up of wanting to find your identity prior to apartheid, prior to slavery, because you are seeing the white man for the devil that he really is. I'll end the other one.
All right, both sides, guys. Man. Both sides, guys. Give yourself a hand. Look, I never like mentioning. If there's one thing I never like mentioning is apartheid. I hate mentioning apartheid because in this sense that only in this sense. By the time apartheid came, we were already we were already not a everything about us was already gone. I just don't like a lot of people mention apartheid when it comes to our identity, but that time we never had identity. But slavery, yes, I totally agree with you, 100%. But with apartheid, our identity was a long weg. It was gone. Hey, shalom, officer Shabba. Yeah, Bashimia Shabrakata. Yeah, like I say, like by the time we were in but by the time apartheid happened, I mean, like we were already finished. So, but yes, our people is waking up, and you know, with the waking up of our people, for them anywhere but the oppressor is safe, which is it's not true. It's because we don't have leaders. We don't have leaders out there. That's why we need to be that leaders. But now for them, anywhere out there away from our oppressor is the safest, which is true. Anywhere it is true if you if you look it through the eyes of the world. If you're a normal guy out there, or if you're a normal woman out there, if you leave, if you feel enige plek is safe where we don't have to deal with our pressure spiritually. But it's also not safe where if we don't have the Most High with us, if we don't have the Lord with us, anywhere we are going is not safe. But also anywhere where you go without the Lord is also not safe. So, and also anywhere with your oppressor is not safe. So the answer is straight. You have to come back to your true ethnicity and identity, which is being an Israelite. And a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are waking up to being Israelites. A lot of people are waking up to that their oppressor is the devil, even though they don't have the knowledge of the truth. At least they are waking up to know that white people are the devil that the Bible speaks of. You want to say something? Oh. Let me grab. Let's grab Zephaniah. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Pedro, Zephaniah. Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question. Have you ever heard a pastor or preacher preach about colored people coming together? Like, it's actually a question we need to ask in TikTok. Everybody's saying, yeah, ons kan nooit saam staan nie, die and die. Colored people can never come together. Colored people are divided. And let's say all die goed. But as a preacher or an imam or whoever, have they ever, het hulle al ooit 'n sermon gehad waar ons kan sê, now they preach about us coming together, about us having colored unity, about us seeking our brothers and sisters over the borders, meaning Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, going into the history, searching for our people so that we can become a nation again. Het hulle al ooit daai gedoen? Nog nooit. I've never heard of anybody preach about colored unity, ever. But it's always about unity with heathens, with nations that are not our people. You got it out?
Zephaniah 2 and 1. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Please read it again.
Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. That is what this clause is. That's ultimately what this clause is about, that we must gather ourselves together. Read it again.
Gather yourselves together.
Together with every heathen.
Gather yourselves together.
Gather ourselves together. That's why I say, I've never heard a preacher preach about us coming together amongst ourselves. Why? He say, we are a holy people, that we should be separate. I've never heard that. It's not in there. But even with that, his humanity, well, I don't want to use the word humanity, but this common sense should see, yo, he's drugs in our community. Our people are becoming more poor. The situation in our community require us to come together. The situation require niks van dining. It's always some hocus pocus. But scripture says, gather yourselves together. Colored people, gather yourselves together. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we should gather together. Go ahead.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
O nation, not desired. Why is it not desired?
Salaki other one.
Wait. Salaki. Your wife want to take a crack at it? Let the sister see if she's in the class.
La other one, she's taken out of commission here.
All right, Anka, you want to take a crack at it? No? The scripture says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation, Israel, not desired. You want to take a crack at it? No? All right. You go ahead up.
Salaki other one. There are so many of us, other one. If we should gather together, we would be, I mean, they don't want us to gather together because there are so many of us that are oppressed. If we should gather together, they will not be able to oppress us like they are now, and we would eventually rule because of us being as one mind, one unit. The brotherhood would be strong. So there's no way that they would be able to oppress certain pockets like Porterville or whatever, because Cape Town stands with Porterville, or Mitchell's Plain stands with Bishop Lavis. And that is what they don't want. They want gangs in Mitchell's Plain to fight with the gangs in Ottery, and that is what they want. So they don't desire us to come together because it would be the end of their rule, other one.
No sign Christ. Also, also, who does not desire for the gathering of us?
Shalaki, other one.
Who does not? Who doesn't want us to separate? Because now we are gathered. We are gathered with our oppressor, right? And if we gather ourselves together, our oppressor will feel it. But there is another person that will also feel it if we separate from our oppressor. Who's that?
The other heathens.
But the heathens are, okay. Not heathens. I forgot it. Our people don't want to gather together because it is comfortable for us the way we are. Gathering ourselves together now today is uncomfortable. Even with I'm like, if let me make a small example. I bought the coconut. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I drove past 6 shops to go buy that Coke. I went all the way there because I don't want to buy from her either. I did not want to buy from her. It's uncomfortable because I could have just walked down the road, but now I had to drive. And for a lot of people to be that uncomfortable, they can't do that. They can't go and support that bruh because it's their people. Let's go buy bread at Farid or wherever. Let's go buy bread there. He might be a Muslim, but he's still our brother. Let's go support him. They don't want to, it's too uncomfortable. We don't benefit of gathering together, or the benefit that we see it's not worth it for us to gather together. It makes it, even we don't desire to gather together because it's so uncomfortable. There's another person that gains of us not gathering together, and that is your pastor. Your pastor, your preacher, your imam, they benefit of us not coming together. Because if we are in the condition that we are, in a fearful condition always, they always have a sermon to preach to us, feeding of our fear, feeding of our what they say, of our heartache, of our troubles that we're in. They feeding off of that. Have you not ever seen, like back in the day when you were in church, the prophet would always say, I see something in your life, is that such and such and such. The Lord said he's going to bring you through. Immediately you're going to feel it. I fooled it. You feel it. Because we all are in a situation. We are all in trouble. We are all in heartache. We are all, ons almal het skuld, ons almal het kry swaar. So for him to say that, the Lord said he's gonna see you through this condition and touch you on your forehead, and you emptying your bank account into, for him, he doesn't want that. But for us to gather together, it is not desired, but it is essential to the survival of our people. Ons moet gather together. Ons moet saam staan. Read the next verse, Pop. Judah.
Khan. Before the decree bring forth.
What?
Before the decree bring forth.
What's the decree? What is it talking about?
Salaki, other one.
Go ahead.
A decree is usually an order that the king would give.
But what is it talking about?
A judgment, other one.
Of what?
This will be the end days, the final judgment before Christ comes.
Come, most time Christ. Before the decree brings forth, before Christ comes back, Christ has been promised to come back. It may take another 50 years, 100 years for him to come back. But the way it seems now, he might be back tomorrow. If we gather together, we bring the decree forth. If we bring it closer, because guess what? Our salvation is closer than we think. If we gather together, that brings forth the decree. Christ, we're not waiting on Christ. I can tell you that we are not waiting on Christ's ark. Christ is waiting on us. He's sitting there somewhere in the fourth dimension. Hy het alles aan. Hy het die warbelt aan. Hy het die sword in die hand. Hy sit op die bed. He's ready to come down. In the fourth dimension, time is. I would say, since the scripture says, a day unto the Lord is 1,000 years. In the fourth dimension, he is waiting there. He's been waiting. But it's just for us to gather together. It's just for us to separate from these heathens. The thing is, everybody wants to be sovereign. Everybody wants to be their own people. Everybody wants to be their own people. Everybody wants to talk about preserving their culture, preserving their language, preserving everything that their ancestors has given them, has built for them. Even now with this guy with the Nigerian king, right? That crown that had a coronation in Durban or in the Eastern Cape. There was a Nigerian that crowned him the Igbo king in Durban or the Eastern Cape. The Xhosas and the Zulus saw that as a direct threat to their culture and identity. They said it was a direct threat to their culture and identity as Zulus and Xhosas in the Eastern Cape and in the KwaZulu-Natal. It was a direct attack on them. Everybody wants to be separate. Everybody, but as soon as we want it, is an issue. And the only way we will survive the persecution of wanting to be our own people is this truth. You will never ever be, colored people will never come together if they don't serve the Lord. Okay, you die for that I can tell you now. You remember, right? You remember when we were in that Khoisan meeting, how were they fighting and were angry at each other and talking behind each other's back? You remember? The one woman just left the meeting and she, remember all that? Because
they all wanted to be chief, other one. Salakia.
Yes. There were so many chiefs there. So many chiefs. And everything, they were all Khoisan, but they all had their own organization. Something, Koro, Menenberg. What's a place next to Menenberg?
Nova
Park het sy eie Khoisan plek. Athlone het sy eie Khoisan plek. Bontheuwel het hulle eie, Mitchell's Plain het hulle. Everybody has their little Khoisan nation thing. You can never gather together, ever. Never gather together. Because that is not how you can gather together. There's an example set in this Bible of how to gather together. Then the Lord took a man to set the example, the physical example, how to gather together. So it's in the Bible, and then now there's a man living it on how to follow it. That is Christ. Christ is not here commanding General Johannes now here. There's always been a man to set that example. They don't have that example. That is the example how Khoisan and those people can gather together without fighting. They don't have the counsel. They don't have the people. The they don't have the Lord on their side, so they will never ever be able to get together. But we can clearly see if there is a problem here, the Bible has the solution. Commanding General Yana probably had the solution and is giving us the solution on how to get it together.
So like the other one, I think the weather is getting the Wi-Fi on the blinkers.
Oh, no sweat. No sweat. Where so let me differ. Say the announcements, no?
Another one.
All right, most sign Christ. When ik wil eerst die announcements doen van. And so, like I say, like it's such a like it's not for us when it just to clear end of this verse on the verse to end. It's not just us that's hating on gathering together. It's everybody. It's everybody. And the only way we're gonna survive is in being in this truth. And we better do it before Christ comes back. Because there won't be then you be part of a problem and not a solution. And Christ is waiting for us. Is that as I verse klaar?
La other one.
Okay, maak klaar alsjeblieft.
Before the day pass as the chaff.
Wat sê chaff?
The chaff is the wheat that you've gathered together, other one, in harvest.
No, correct. Go ahead.
Other one, Khan. Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you. And that can happen easy. That can happen easy. If you are part of the problem, you're selling drugs in the community, ask where are those guys now? Before the fierce anger of the Lord comes upon you. Go ahead.
Another one, Khan. Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Oh, are you done with the verse?
Another one, Khan. That's the end of the verse, other one.
Khan, I got confused because fierce anger and the day. Salakia. You are And wouldn't we say now that the fierce anger of the Lord is already upon us? Like just look at our condition that we live in. Like, isn't his fierce anger on us already? Like we want it worse. Het moet erger raak. It shouldn't be now tuck anymore. It should be tuck and cocaine. It should be tuck but what many drugs is there in our communities? There's tuck buttons, cocaine, ecstasy, heroin. Like how much anger should we get from the Lord before we gather together? Maybe we should rather serve the Most High rather than men. Just feel free to chime in anytime. Verse. Let's get First Kings 8 and 51. Salakia. Yeah, let's get First Kings and 8 and 51. First Kings 8 and 51. Was it for each question?
Khan Arwan Khan. This is the book of First Kings, chapter 8 and verse 51. For they be thy people.
For who?
For they be thy people.
We are the Lord's people. That's why we are the people. We are also see mense zo'n identity, zo'n culture, zo'n niks. We are the Lord's people. That's how you know that we are the people of the book. Die mense sonder die identity, sonder die culture, die Bible sê, if they, for this is a what? A sign and a wonder in the book of Deuteronomy 28. They be thy people. Go ahead.
Khan Arwan Khan. And thine inheritance.
And now what?
And thine inheritance.
The Lord has inherited us. We belong to him. That's why he says he is our father. Children are the inheritance of the parents. Go ahead.
Khan Arwan Khan. Which thou broughtest forth out of Egypt.
Go ahead. And that is where we come from. We were brought forth out of Egypt. Remember that breakdown of when we did the when we did the breakdown of the when we were the things that are happening that happened in Egypt in Exodus 2. It's the same things that are happening right now.
Khan.
We are the Lord's people. Ons was in Egypt. Guess what? Ons is nou weer in Egypt because the exact same things that are happening with the things that are happened back then is the things that are happening here. I'll probably make another class out of that. Go ahead. Just keep it in mind for me.
Khan Arwan Khan. From the midst of the furnace of iron.
From the what?
From the midst of the furnace of iron.
What is that?
Salakia Adawan. When you stick an iron rod into the furnace so that you can melt it.
But what does it mean?
That is thermal nuclear warfare, Adawan.
Read the verse again.
Khan Arwan Khan. For they be thy people and thine inheritance, which thou broughtest forth out of Egypt from the midst of the furnace of fire. Salakia Adawan. From the destruction.
From our what?
From our destruction.
It's okay.
Captivity,
Yeah.
that we were brought out of the captivity.
Thank you, Messiah Christ. There you go. The fire, the what? The fire, the fiery furnace. Is the same fiery furnace?
The furnace of iron.
The furnace of iron is our captivity. Is coming out of Egypt. Egypt is likened unto this furnace, and we are in that same furnace right now. the fiery furnace. It's rough out here for us. I spoke to one, the guy is a Muslim, but you can see now he's a piscaro. He's a piscaro. But you can see he's a decent old. He's decent old. We had the conversation, and eventually it I was talking about him. I was talking to him about, Discaro, yeah, gedag. He has to come with something home for the people to eat. He has to. He doesn't have a choice. Hy moet met 'n sakkie of iets of 'n brood, something he has to come. And he said to me, ek vra vir hom, I asked him, right? So I asked him, don't you think that this is a horrible way of living? He said, yeah, I mean, bro, it's horrible. Like he has to go home with something every night. Otherwise, die mense gaan nie eet nie. Like it's a plastic sakkie met iets in. Something has to give. He has to find something somewhere. And he said to me, every day it feels like hell. So I said to him, so you say the hell, obviously I wanted him to say that. So you saying that the hell is on earth? He says, yes, it's on earth. It's a living hell. And that's the fiery furnace. We are in a living hell. Die ligte my aan in jou huis is, die en die aan my kos in jou kas is, and so on. But it's only what our oppressor allow us to have. We cannot have you cannot have your own. Imagine we say this such and such, or say no, the Paleo Hebrew is colored people's, it's our language, and it needs to be recognized as a, what they call the languages, official language. That will never happen. Our oppressor only allows us to have what he allows us to have enough so that we don't go to Camps Bay and those places to burn it down because we don't have. He allows us only to have, and that is a fiery furnace, because if you take the drive now and you gooi Badenpaal and you come up Badenpaal and you hit those farms, that is how we were supposed to live. Every man has his own land. He lives off that land, he makes what it is, and he gives the Lord 10%. That is how we were supposed to live. We were never supposed to live like this in suburbs, because every tribe had its inheritance. The inheritance was the land. But now we're living in a fiery furnace where our oppressor dictates what we have. Ek weet jy gaan nou maar raak as die krag afgaan. Ja, tip jy al klaar jou voet. Because we do not have that power. Al wat ons kan doen is maak 'n phone call. But if we were in our own land, we could have our own electricity. We could now decide wanneer die ligte aan gaan wees vir hulle or for on the streets. We could say 9 o'clock al die ligte af. 10 o'clock al die ligte af. And then we have patrols. But we can't even do that. We are in a place where it is dictated unto us, and the Lord says that is a fiery furnace. Go ahead. $51. I think you're on mute today.
The lucky other one, I think I lost it. It was 1851, eh? First Kings
1851. But
1851.
we didn't start from the beginning. We end up where we were. Fiery furnace.
Another one, Khan.
We have 20 minutes left.
This is the book of First Kings, chapter 8 and verse 51. For they be thy people and thine inheritance, which thou broughtest forth out of Egypt from the midst of the furnace of fire.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 2. Salakia, verse 52. That thine eyes may be open unto the supplication of thy servant.
And the Lord's eyes are open unto our supplications, our prayers. Go ahead. And guess what? He answered our prayers when we were in Egypt. Our prayers were answered. We cried unto the Lord, and he had respect unto us. He had to look back and see our destruction. We are in that same situation now, but we do not do the same things we did back then. Why? There is no Moses here. Well, there is commanding General is our Moses, but the world does not see him that because what? Our people are hard-headed and stiff-necked people. Go ahead.
Another one, Khan. And unto thy supplication of thy people Israel.
Right? That's us. That's us. Go ahead.
To hearken unto them in all that they call for unto thee.
And that's the problem with us. We call unto our oppressor for all our problems, for the drug problem, for the health problem, for education, for housing. How can you call unto another man for this when we are supposed to call unto the Most High? That's why we need to separate from our oppressor. It's almost like a woman that's always being abused by her husband, or a man that's always being abused by the woman. He never sees the only way that person sees himself is with that person that abuses him. And he looks for that person for everything. Like have you seen people that are abused? Then they're going to say, yo, if he continues or if she continues, hy of sy gaan vir jou doodmaak. You have to leave. This person is going to kill you. You have to separate from him or her. But because we've been so long abused, we cannot see ourselves without it. We don't see it like so many women and then a lot of women or say, but he pays for everything. My children need to eat. We don't look at it like the Lord is the one feeding us. We're looking at the abusers feeding us. And that is how we are looking at our prison now. We're not sending our supplications unto the Lord, but we're looking at our oppressor for all these things. Go ahead.
Another one, Khan. Verse 53. For thou didst separate them from among all the people of the earth.
And he had to separate us from all the people of the earth. Because what happens to a person that is abused and he leaves the abuser, what is the next thing that that person does? Anybody? Yellow candy, you guys know it.
Shalaki, other one.
Wat sê jou vrou agter?
Answer.
Jy kan praat, my sister.
Yeah, it's a lot of things, man.
No, but what is the next thing they do? If they leave the abuser, what's the next thing they do?
I can think of two things.
Okay, tell me the two things.
The first thing would be you'd want to change yourself. And then the second thing would be you want to go back to that person.
No, you don't want. Okay, that's true. That's true. Give yourself a. But if you follow the verse, right? We came out of Egypt and the Lord had to separate us. What does a person do that gets abused? When it comes to relationships, I'm talking about the relationships.
Salakia.
Go ahead, sis.
Seek revenge.
No, he doesn't seek revenge. They find the next person to abuse them. They're going to the next abusive relationship. How many people you know that, like, they always have been in an abusive relationship? There's that person, they leave the one that abuses them, they find she finds another person to knock out the teeth. Because that's the only way that they seem to find love. That's the only way they understand what that relationship is. You might look for it. Ek kyk vir jou. Ek nou ek kyk vir jou. Jy wat praat hier van revenge. Ek hoor jy praat na klas oor die. Next thing is what they are seeking for is to find the next person to abuse them, because remember how long we were in Egypt? 400 years. The sister Lana was right. You want to go back because guess what? We wanted to go back to Egypt. Ons wil nie swaar gekry het nie, but guess what? The Lord had to separate us. You follow the scriptures, you are forced to separate from your oppressor. They moet separate. You have to separate from his holidays. You have to separate from his way of life. You have to separate from everything because the Lord requires it. You want a nation of your own people, you have to separate. Nobody desires to separate. Nobody desires to bring because it takes work. Guess what? That's the only way your children will have the opportunities that you see the oppressors have. If you seek to have the prosperity and the things that they have, if you seek to have that, not what they have, but to have that kind of freedom in terms of you can decide what you're going to eat. You can decide what you're not. If you want that power, you have to follow the Most High, and then He'll give it to you. You'll decide in your area when the lights go on and when the lights go off. You'll decide what the hours of, there's no more 195 hours plus overtime. There's nothing like that. It's non-existent. You control that. You want that kind of power? Separate from your oppressor. It's plain and simple. Because the Lord had separated us 5, 6, 7,000 years ago. Now we're going to have to separate again by gathering ourselves together. Read on. Verse, what are you up?
Verse 53, other one.
All right, let's finish up.
Kan, other one, kan. to be thine inheritance.
And that is how we're going to be his children if we separate. You want to belong to the Most High? Separate from your oppressor. Go ahead.
Khan. As thou spakest by the hand of Moses thy servant, when thou broughtest our fathers out of Egypt, O Lord God.
Read on.
Verse 54. And it
And
was
now
so.
it said only General Yohanes Moses. I'm not saying that. But General Yohanes is the one that's filling that seat. By the hand of, and no one can say that he learned the truth somewhere else. No one can say that. You cannot say it. She cannot say it. Your rib cannot say it. No one can say it. We've learned this truth by the word, by the mouth of Commanding General Yana. It's plain as daylight. No one has taught us the truth.
That's right.
Right, go ahead.
Khan, verse 54. And it was so that when Solomon had made an end of praying all this prayer and supplication unto the Lord, he arose from before the altar of the Lord, from kneeling on his knees with his hands spread up to heaven.
Is that 56?
The one that was 54.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 55. And he stood and blessed all the congregation of Israel with
Go
a
ahead.
loud voice, saying,
Go ahead.
Verse 56. Blessed be the Lord that have given rest unto his people Israel.
Stop right there. If you want rest, I'm not talking about just rest. If you want rest from alles, from your oppressor, you want rest from the gangs, you want rest from all the things that are plaguing our communities. If you want rest from that, if you don't even want to be in the community you have, do and say what Solomon has said. Read that verse again.
Khan. Blessed be the Lord that have given rest unto his people Israel.
We've never had rest. We've never had the rest for 400 plus years. We've never had rest. Go ahead.
Khan. According to all that he promised.
And the Lord has promised this to us. He has promised when Christ comes back, this nation will be redeemed. Our nation will be redeemed. He said what? He's gonna take us up out of all the countries he has scattered us. He's gonna take us out of Cape Town. He's gonna take us out of Durban. He's gonna take us out of New York. He's gonna take us out of Florida. Take us out of Brazil, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. He's gonna take us up out of all these countries and give us rest. Read it, Kent. According to
all that he promised, there hath not failed one word of all his good promise.
And there's none of it that has failed. I am the Lord, I change not. He has never changed his mind. He has never made heathen spiritual Israelites. He has never given the covenant unto another nation. He has kept all his promises. It's just for us to keep our part of that covenant. Grab me, is it klaar? Ek dink is klaar, né?
La, the one. There's a little more.
All right, finish up.
Another one can. Which he promised by the hand of Moses his servant.
Go ahead. Is that it?
That's it for that verse, other one.
All right, let's grab Proverbs 3 and 31. 3 and 31. Three and 31.
Another one can. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Read it again.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
And what is the envy?
Salaki, other one.
Go ahead.
Don't want to be as crooked as him. Don't want to celebrate his feast days, his holidays, his Christmas, his New Year. Don't want to envy him living in the mountains in a nice neighborhood, because he built that off the slavery of our people. So don't envy his position that he is in currently.
No sign Christ, that's correct. No sign Christ. Give yourself a sister here, man, a hand when you. I say, that's right. Give him my hand. We envy what our oppressor has. We envy that. And then because we envy it, we like what they have, we look up to them and follow the same road that they are doing it. How did they get to where they are? Stab you in the back, make a crooked deal, promise something and never do it. Everything that if there is a problem in our community, if there's a problem with colored people, the worst, the number one thing is we envy what our oppressor has. We envy everything about them. That's why even the smallest thing that irks you about our community is what we have learned from our oppressor. Just remember, when we came here on the slave ships, they wiped out everything about us. We wiped out our language, identity, our worship, our God. They wiped out everything. Now we are we are like orphans. The next family that adopts us, we just gonna look up to that family and do what they do. And what is in our community today is from looking up to our Father That's why Christ said, ye of your father the devil, because we have looked up to our father in the world, which is our oppressor. We have looked up to him, and that's why we sit with the condition of the way our community is, the way our people is, the way, because guess what? Even our oppressor sits without an identity because he takes on every identity. White people, your average white people don't know that descendants of Esau. Talking about people in the mall and people that's they don't know that they are the descendants because they have taken on every identity. They are South African, they are some Rhodesian, they are Italian, they are this, but they don't know that they are the descendants like your average. I'm not talking about your leaders and your scholars. They don't know that they are the descendants of Esau. We have inherited all the problems that we have today is because we looked up to our oppressor. We've envied what they have. We envy, we can, the thing is also is we think that we can live in a religion like our oppressor without an identity. He does not know what he is because he's a what they call it? He's a vagabond. Like white people don't have a home. Everywhere they go, they make it their home. America is their home. Australia is their home. Cape Town, South Africa is their home. Wherever they are, that's their home. They've been there for 400 years, they say. And that is us. We sit with their problems, from envying them, from looking up to them, desiring what they have. They have white Jesus. We have white Jesus. Why can't we have a darker skinned Jesus? Why couldn't we have a Jesus? Why couldn't we have a colored Jesus? No, we need to have what they have. How did they get this country? How did they get this wealth? No, we need to do it the same way. We also need to stab our brother in the back. We also need to make crooked deals. We also need to destroy and whatever in order for us to be there. We don't care who we step on so that we can be there. Envy thou not the oppression. Go ahead.
Another one can. And choose none of his ways.
And choose none of his ways. Don't choose his religion. Don't choose niks van hom. Don't choose the way he does. If colored people did everything the opposite of what white people do, we would be 80% close to, we would be 80% of the, we probably follow 80% of the law really. If we just do 80% of, if we just did the opposite of what our president does. He eats pork, guess what? We don't eat pork. He eats crayfish and prawns, we don't eat crayfish and prawns. His Sabbath is on Sunday, also Sabbath is your Sunday, as on the Saturday. What else is there? He steals everything. He lies about everything. Kyk, die ons kan nie so lieg soos hy nie. What did I say? Hy het gesê wat? Jan van Riebeeck discovered the Cape. Nah, it's not true. It's the opposite. There were already people here. These things. If we did the opposite of what our president does, we would probably just follow the law 90%. 80%. We would probably be 80% already there. But we choose his ways. And the Bible says, choose none of his ways. And his philosophy is what? Coming together. Being a melting pot. We are all one nation. We are all South Africans. We are all this people. when we are not, when we should separate from our oppressor because this world wants to be separated. The feeling and atmosphere in this world is separate. Yesterday, you know what happened? There's new trainees in the kitchen gaming. So I'm trying to figure out who they are, where they come from, Let me get to know these guys. I'm going to work with them for the next 6 months. I need to train them. They're going to go back to their college, whatever. I'm asking these guys, so where you from? You know, simple questions. Tell me where you from. What's your name? All these things. The guy asked me, why are you asking me about where I'm come from? I was like, okay, fine. You don't want to say anything? Fine. Because of the March on March, come to find out he's a foreigner. I did not know he was a foreigner. He did not look like a foreigner to me. He had a Cape Town accent. I'm like, okay. I said, don't ask me for kak anymore.
Salakia, the one.
Salakia. I said just give me 1 second. I said to him, don't ask me for nothing anymore. I was nice to you. Do I look like March on March to you? I just wanted to get to know, but I understand now. Not that I understand now, but I know that the world is not where it's he needs to keep it secret so that he can be safe because everybody wants to separate. You must get away. We need to keep our people. Our people need to benefit of this land. Our people, it's all about being separate so that the people can be safe. We should do the same as well. Go ahead,
Salakia, the one. Yeah, I had a guy at the Hillstar Traffic Department behind the traffic department at the gun range. This guy sounds colored, there's English colored ladies that went to school with a bunch of whiteys, and he's just a cool colored guy. And I can see this guy is Congolese, and I'm like, nah, bro, how long are you in this country? And he like tell me, nah, he got here when he was like young, like 10, 10 years old. And he's been to high school in Ravensmead, and you could see he grew up with the coloreds, and they sound just like us. So you wouldn't even pick up. I mean, we can see, but the guy spoke just like us. Another lady, I gave her a trip, and she sounded ghetto, fabulous colored. But then she told me her dad's Angolan and her mommy is colored. But she adopted her mommy's culture. So there are a lot of these heathens that integrate with us, take on our culture, probably to hide them and protect them, because they probably knew this day was coming with this March on March issue, eventually to root them out. But he didn't take on a Xhosa or a Zulu, or you understand, other one. They take on our culture, they take on our slang, and they dress like we dress. And I just found that funny because this bra was totally colored. It's like seeing a fish out of water.
It's like Aki wasn't colored.
The lucky other one, just repeat that.
He was not colored. You say he was totally colored. He was not colored.
The other one, I'm saying the accent, the mannerisms, everything. Yeah, he was fully immersed in being colored. But like I say, he didn't take on Xhosa culture or is he Zulu, or is he Sutu? You know, he takes on our culture because we the coolest out of all the others.
And you know what? And you know also what? He'll be the quickest if he does that. He'll be the quickest. The way he's doing it is because he know we will accept him. That's why he's doing it. He's not doing it because yes, it is cool. Yes, it is. We are the best at what we do, but it's not. You must always. These heathens always have an agenda when it comes to us. It is because it is the quickest you'll be accepted in this society amongst us. And also why I'm saying this, heathens also find that they have a haven amongst us. They are safe amongst us because we are that kind of caring people. And the Lord, but we are not like that towards our own people. And that irks the Lord. That makes the Lord so upset that he puts more drugs in our community. Why can you not be like that towards your brother? But you're going to be to this animal from Congo, to this animal from Angola. Guess what? I'm going to put more tuck in your community. I'm going to make it more, I'm going to make sure that there's more joblessness in your community. Because you continue to do the things that I say not to do. That's a great point you're making up. We envy our oppressor. Didn't I say that our oppressor wants this melting pot type of ideology? That's why they come to us. They find that haven amongst us. And once they feel that they are set by themselves, that they are good, guess what? They don't need us anymore. That accent is going to disappear. The accent is going to disappear. The clothing is going to disappear, and he's going to be amongst his brothers, and they're going to be good. And where are we? More drugs, more homelessness, more this, more that. Another example in the Muslim colored community, the Somalis, the Pakistanis, all of them, they went to the same mosque as the colored people. Where are they now?
Salaki are the one. They have their own mosques.
Yes, go ahead, Salaki.
Salaki are the one. I was giving this one guy a driving lesson. They bringing their own imams over. And I asked him, so how much do you guys give to the imam or like to your mosque? Like we tithe, do you guys tithe? And he said they like give a third of their income. So they're not prepared to give that third to a colored imam, to Farid, like you say. They want to give it to the Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Somali. They want to give it to their own brother. They will not tithe to our people. That's why they're sitting with their own mosques in town center. They in town center in the heart of Mitchell's Plain with their own mosque.
Exactly. Because and that's what it was. The quickest way for them to being accepted was to find haven amongst us. And once they're done with us, they own all our businesses and they want nothing to do with us. Why did they not go to some other Muslim country? Like if you want to go, you go to another Muslim country. You are free to celebrate whatever you need to celebrate and all this and this and this. You know, you're going to fit right in because it's going to fit into your religion. No, because if they went there, they would be treated the same as they would be like, listen here, you guys stay there. You practice your Islam there. and we'll practice our Islam here. You are second-class citizen there, and we stay our second-class citizen here. If you don't get business licenses, you don't come here and do that. You practice your Islam and your stuff there, and you are not going to get open business in our community because we know you are different people, we are different people, even though we celebrate the same God. But here, we are willing to take in everybody. We are taking in
Salakia.
everybody. Go ahead.
They could have gone to Iran. Iran is closer to them than South Africa.
They
They
could
could
have
have
gone
gone.
anywhere.
They could have gone to Saudi Arabia. I mean, their brothers are right there on their doorstep. You know, Bangladesh, Pakistan.
Salakia, they have their own culture. They have their own country. They have everything for themselves. Just imagine you leaving a country, right? To come to a people that's not even of that country to make money. Like if I go to America, I make money off Americans because Americans are there, right? Or if I go to, let's say I go to Nigeria, I go to Nigeria because Nigeria has these oil fields and I make money because they have their oil fields. And that is their country. We make money with of them. I'm not going to go to Nigeria, go to people that are not of Nigeria and make money there. It's not going to work because those people don't have the power to grant me the money and the stuff that I have. I need to go to Nigerians because Nigerians have the power. No, they come here in our neighborhoods, in our places. Like which day? Which day?
Salakia, when I saw that too. I saw that question too.
Nah, ik ga niet doen. I'm not gonna accept this. Slack, just give me 1 second.
Got another one.
Voodoo and Louisiana voodoo. This is not that type of. This is a class. This is not a. This is a class. This is not of the ISUPK. If you want to know something about the ISUPK, go have a look on ISUPK Florida, isupk.com. But this is a class where you ask a question. Usually, this is for members of ISUPK members or people that are wanting to join the school. If you have a class, if you have a question, put your question in the chat and I will answer your question. But I'm not going to allow you on because I don't know who you are. Salakia. Waar was ons nou geweest?
Salakia, you were saying that they have their own country. And
yes, Salakia. I just came back now. They come to a people that are not of this country and they make all the money they can make. Why? Because they know we will accept them. They know we will. And you know what? Why they also come here, bro, is because they know who we are. And if they are amongst us, they are blessed. And this is how they get blessed. This is how they get blessed. They suck the money out of our communities and send it back to their countries. This is how they get blessed. This is not how we get blessed. The Most High bless us when we keep these laws, but they will be blessed based off our sins. So, like, give me 1 second. I'm here in peace. I'm here to ask a question about the state affairs of South Africa respectfully. Um, we are at, basically we are voodoo. We are at the end of our class. Our class has already been 2 hours. Talking about the state affairs of South Africa. It would be just my opinion on the state affairs. I wouldn't look it through the eyes of the native tribes to South Africa. Um, just like Black Americans, Haitians, and those people went on the cargo slave ships to America and those scattered through the Caribbean and so forth. So are we also, those people that are called colored people, also here in South Africa. So you're going to get a different perspective. They might have a different perspective. South Africa is currently at the place where we are divided, very divided. They see that the idea that Nelson Mandela had of us being a South Africa being a rainbow nation, coming together, all people, has not worked, but has actually been to the detriment of the poor. And so what's happening now is that a lot of people are seeking to separate, get all the heathens out, because South Africa was very welcoming and inviting, but now with the welcoming and inviting also came what comes your crime, more people. It puts more strain on the infrastructure. It puts more strain on your natural resources like water, electricity, all those type of things. Because it's just not a lot of people come here legal, but also a lot of people come here illegally, and South Africa is in that. The state of affairs is that's the biggest thing now, where a lot of people need to separate. I'm saying those people want to separate, the natives want to separate. Guess what? We as colored people also need to separate and come to ourselves so that we can, come back to our identity, which is being the children of Israel according to the Bible. That's why uh, even when they did DNA testing, I forgot to say this, they did a DNA testing saying a lot of people said that DNA testing was that our DNA testing is that we are closer to our DNA testing is of that it is more to the black Negro of the Americas than to Khoisan people. I will bring that out in a video. I have it. I have it because we claim to be these Khoisan people, but our DNA is more of that of General than the Koro people and all these people that, they claim to be. You go for DNA testing and you find out that, your DNA is rather. But, that is not being taught in history. So it's difficult for people to understand it. If you don't look up the history, you're not going to find it. With that, I pass the class over to Trooper Yawakoyam. Let me explain.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and to shed themselves of the world. And if they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and verse 21. Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 to 10 means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ai Shara. Tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to General Mayaka Allah. Salakia. You can pay your tithes at isupk.com or the teacher or priest fund. Free will offering for priest, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, Salakia, other one. It is the blowing of the feast of the blowing of the trumpets. The date is Salakia, other one. Is that the 11th of September? Khan. Okay. Oh yeah. So the Akim and Agwath to check bulletin board in the hallways. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And with that, I say Amadium, which means to stand, to give a courtesy salute to the teacher of the class, men of Israel. Amadium Shabbat, Barak, Ya Ba'ashem Ya Barakatah.
Ya Ba'ashem Ya Barakatah.
Which means, Salakia, Yad Mata, which means hands down. What we just said now was, peace, Lord, in the name of Jesus Yahweh Shai, bless you. We are going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters in the class. Going to turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel.
The sisters stand.
She's stand with him.
No. You have to say that the sister must stand as well.
Amadiam, sisters, which means to stand. Men of Israel. Amadiam Shabbat. Barak. Ya Shema Ilathan Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Ya Shema Ilathan Ba'ashem Reply. Ya
Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Alathan,
What we just said now was, Lord, watch over you in the name of Christ. And with that, class dismissed.